Okay, for the Unit 2 review, this will look just like your exam or your test, and of course I will change out your numbers, so they'll be a little bit different, but it's the same idea. So for example number one, you're given ordered pairs and you want to plot them on the graph. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. So 0, 1, so stay at 0, go up to 1. 1, 3, so over 1, up 3, over 2, up 5, over 3, up 7. So I graphed the relation, okay? It says in part B, describe a way that you can determine if the relation is a function. So we could describe it in two ways. We could say that this is a function because none of the x values in the table repeated, okay? So the x values did not repeat, okay? We could also draw a vertical line on all of these and see that only one point touches the line each time, so it passes the vertical line test. So you could write either one of these. You could say the x's or the x values did not repeat, or you could also say this relation, which means like this picture, this relation passes the vertical line test. So if we do one of these things or both of these things on this picture right here, or looking at the table, is this a function? And the answer is yes, it is a function. The x's didn't repeat. It passes the vertical line test. Okay. So in number 2, the graph below represents a function. Explain why. Okay, so if I look at this, if I drew a line anywhere on this graph, that orange line only touches the picture one time. Okay? So it doesn't matter where I draw it. I could draw it over here. And I see it only touches it at one time. So you could say this function, I use function because it said it represents a function right here. This function passes the vertical line test. Okay. Then for this example, we don't have as much room over here as we did in the notes. So I'm going to put A and B on this side, and then C and D over here. So for A, B, C, D. Okay, so for A, I'm given x. And you know that f of x means y. So we can put our y there. If I'm given 0 for x, I'm plugging it in for 0, which is your x. Okay, so 0. If I multiply, we get 0. And if we subtract, we get -5. Okay, for B, I'm given 4 in the y column. Okay, so I'm going to put the 4 in for y over here. And now that means I have to solve for the blank one, which is your x value. Which, yeah, I don't know what x is yet. So I'm going to add 5, get 9, divide it by 2, and that gives you 4.5. Okay. Then for C, we're given -3 under the x. So I'm plugging -3 in for x over here. So I would have y equals 2 times -3 minus 5. So if I multiply, I get negative 6 minus 5. And that means I'm going to add and keep my sign. So that's negative 11. Okay. Then, for the last one, we are given negative 20 for our y. So I'm going to plug negative 20 in for the y over here. And then that equals 2x minus 5. So I add 5. I get negative 15 equals 2x. I divide by 2. And then that would give me negative 7.5.